Number two on here. Number two, this one here. I've got one chin. Not here, right? Okay. Okay, number three. Number three. Go. Number four. Here. 6. 6. 7. This number 8 here. So this is here. Number 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 01, 17, 01, 21, 21, 01, 21. Okay. All right, so open up your books. Did anyone of you participate in the sports event last week? Did anyone of you participate in the sports event? Anyone? No one? I was going to ask you to read something. All right, so let's go page 65, page 65, and we have homework, yes? Okay, let me have your homework. All right, good. Anyone else? All right, is everybody there? Page 65, we're going to do those credits today, okay?
News 1. Earthquake Island.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
And 13. A deadly earthquake which killed over 300 people hit Pakistan. The 7.7 magnitude earthquake created a new island with the pressure of tectonic plates colliding.
Okay, let me start again.
News 1. Earthquake Island.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
In 2013, a deadly earthquake which killed over 300 people hit Pakistan. The 7.7 magnitude earthquake created a new island with the pressure of tectonic plates colliding, pushing mud, rocks and big boulders to the surface of the water. The island was named Earthquake Island and has now, after 6 years, all but disappeared. The island that was once 20 meters by 90 meters by 40 meters has been reclaimed by the coastal waters. NASA officials have watched it happen from their satellite images and say that these islands created by earthquakes have a history of coming and going. Today, there is still some material swirling beneath the water, which marks the place where the island once stood. The fact that there are fissures and fault lines beneath the waves suggests that we have not seen the last of the mysterious vanishing islands.
Question.
Earthquake Island.
Okay, question number 1. How many people did the 2013 earthquake in Pakistan kill? How many people did the 2013 earthquake in Pakistan kill? Huh? B, right? So here is the beginning, right? Here is the beginning.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
In 2013, a deadly earthquake which killed over 300 people hit Pakistan.
There we go. 300 people in Pakistan. Okay, question number 2. How was the earthquake island created? Letter B, right? By the pressure of tectonic plates colliding, right? So this is also in the beginning.
The 7.7 magnitude earthquake created a new island with the pressure of tectonic plates collided.
Okay, there we go. That's the answer, right? So those two answers in the beginning. Okay, well, now let me ask a third question. What's the name of the island? What's the name of the island? Anyone? What's the name of the island? Huh? Okay, I'll let you listen again. Pay attention. What's the name of the island? Right? They're talking about this island.
Earthquake Island.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
In 2013, a deadly earthquake which killed over 300 people hit Pakistan. The 7.7 magnitude earthquake created a new island with the pressure of tectonic plates collided, pushing mud, rocks and big boulders to the surface of the water. The island was named Earthquake Island and
What's the name of the island? Huh? What's the name of the island?
the island was named Earthquake Island.
What's the name of the island? Huh? Yeah, it's better than try to do it than not doing it. Okay, let's give me the name. Okay?
Surface of the water. The island was named Earthquake Island. The island was named Earthquake Island. The island was named Earthquake Island.
The island was named Earthquake Island. The name of the island is Earthquake Island. So what's your name? My name is Earthquake Island. Right? Alright? Alright.
And has now, after 6 years, all but disappeared. The island that was once 20 meters by 9...
Okay, now let me ask, is the island still there? Is the island still there?
disappeared. And has now, after 6 years, all but disappeared. The island that was once 20 meters by 90 meters by 40 meters has been reclaimed by the coastal waters.
Okay, is the island still there? Is the island still there? So listen to this part again.
And has now, after 6 years, all but disappeared. The island that was once 20 meters by 90 meters by 40 meters has been reclaimed by the coastal waters.
Is the island still there? Is the island still there? Don't be shy to answer, okay? You can answer. If you're wrong, for example, you don't lose any points, right? So you're not going to lose any points. Today is not a final exam. Today is a simple exercise. You can feel free to share your opinion. Do you think the island is still there? Is the island, for example, the island was formed because of the earthquake. Right? The island wasn't there before the earthquake, but now the island is there. So now I'm asking, is the island still there? Yes or no? So listen, right? This part, they're talking about what happened to the island, right? So the island was formed. Now what happened to the island, right? What happened?
All but disappeared. The island that was once 20 metres by 90 metres by 40 metres has been reclaimed by the coastal waters. NASA officials have washed.
Okay, is the island still there? Is the island still there? What do you think? Huh? For example, do you understand the question? For example, the island was formed, right? So for example, here's the, let me, in the quick demonstration, right? Here's the ocean, right? Ocean. Right? And now we have an earthquake, right? Earthquake. Right? Earthquake. The earth is shaking, right? Now there we have an island, right? Island. Right? And now we listen to this part here.
6 years, all but disappeared. Island, and has now, after 6 years, all but disappeared.
Okay, after 6 years, what happened to the island? All disappeared, right? It's not there anymore, right? Disappeared, right? The reason I'm asking you, because I feel like, for example, you have this book, maybe you get the answers from the older classes, right? So I'm asking my own questions, right? You need to pay attention, see what's going on, right? Be able to share, don't be shy, right? Right? Don't be shy. You can answer, you can give your opinion. I would not say, no, right? I will give you the right answer. But you have to try. Don't be shy to participate. Today is not final exam, right? You're not going to lose any points. I want you to participate in my class, right? Okay? Alright. So we're going to the second story. Okay? The second story. And if I ask you some questions of my own, not in the book. So pay attention to the whole story. Try to participate in the class. Alright. So we're going to see now news number 2.
News 2. Mobile alerts for disasters.
Questions on the news report you have just heard.
Recent data shows that Canada has one of the highest rates of mobile phone use in the world. So it makes sense that on April the 6th, 2018, public alerts for Canadians are going wireless. This means that many lives could be saved, as Calgary's Emergency Management Agency can, within a matter of minutes, issue an alert to Canadians by way of text message. Gone are the days of depending solely on TV and radio alerts when disaster looms. Most people have their phones within arm's reach at all times, making the new alert system the perfect vehicle to ensure citizens are aware of approaching natural disasters and extreme weather, giving them more time to take actions to protect themselves and their loved ones. Each province will manage their own alerts, but all alerts will go through a central national system to ensure that there are not any false alarms, potentially causing unnecessary panic. The alerts will be accompanied by a sound, and some downloadable apps may also include a map to show the exact location and movement of the danger. 5. News 2.
Okay, we just listen once, okay, but let's try. So question number 3, what is not a reason given to justify mobile alerts in Canada? So they have given several reasons, right? So which one they did not if A, C, okay? So C is the right answer, right? Nobody listens to the radio anymore. They didn't say that, but they did say the other ones, right? So let's try to identify the other ones, right?
Mobile alerts for disasters.
Questions 3 and 4 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Recent data shows that Canada has one of the highest rates of mobile phone use in the world.
Okay, that's the first one, right? That's the rate. Canada is one of the highest rate mobile phones in the world, right? So they did mention this one is not this one. For example, I might ask you, where is Canada ranked as a mobile user? For example, if I ask you this question, what would be the answer, right? Where Canada is ranked as mobile user? Do you understand the question? So rank means, are they lowest, are they medium, are they high? Where do they Canada ranked as mobile user? Huh? High. It's one of the highest. Yes, good answer. Very good. See? So I can formulate questions about anything in this clip, right? So good. So let's keep reading to see the other one, right?
So it makes sense that on April the 6th, 2018, public alerts for Canadians are going wireless. This means that many lives could be saved, as Calgary's Emergency Management Agency can, within a matter of minutes, issue an alert to Canadians by way of text message. Gone are the days of depending.
That's letter B, right? Alerts can be received within minutes and could save lives. For example, for this one here, I could ask you, how long does it take to issue how long does it take to issue an alert? How long? How long does it take for issue an alert? How long? Huh? How long?
Management agency can, within a matter of minutes, issue within a matter of minutes.
How long does it take to issue an alert? Huh? Minutes, not days, not weeks, not hours, right? Minutes. Good. All right. So let's see the third one now.
Issue an alert to Canadians by way of text message. Gone are the days of depending solely on TV and radio alerts when disaster looms. Most people have their phones within arm's reach at all times.
Okay, yes, that's letter D. And most people have their phones closed on at all times. So they use a different term, right? They say most people have their phones as arm's reach. For example, what does it mean arm's reach? The distance of the arm, so it means that it is close by, arm's reach, right? That's the term they use here.
Most people have their phones within arm's reach at all.
So they have their phones in the arm's reach, right? Not too far away, right? Okay, if I ask you, okay, how far away Canadians left their phones? How far away is the Canadians leave their phone? How would be the answer? Huh? How far away do Canadians leave their phone? I'm looking at you because you're the only one answer. But anyone here could answer, right? You guys can answer. How far away? The answer would be not very far. It's arm's reach, right? Close by. That's the answer. All right? Okay. So we saw A, B, and D, right? They mentioned. The only one they did not mention is nobody listens to the radio anymore, right? So that's the right answer. Because the question is, what was not mentioned? So they did not mention the radio. All right. Question number 4. What precaution in the place What precautions are in the place to ensure no false alarms are received? Okay, let's listen to this one. Here in the end, okay? So what precautions are taken to ensure that no false alarms are issued, right? Are received. No false alarms are received.
Times, making the new alert system the perfect vehicle to ensure citizens are aware of approaching natural disasters and extreme weather, giving them more time to take actions to protect themselves and their loved ones. Each province will manage their own alerts, but all alerts will go through a central national system to ensure that there are not any false alarms, potentially.
Okay, that's the answer, right? So what are they doing to ensure there is no false alarms? So the question number 4, what precautions are in place to ensure there are no false alarms? Or no false alarms are received?
Own alerts. But all alerts will go through a central national system to ensure that there are not any false alarms, potentially causing unnecessary panic. The alerts will be accompanied by a sound, and some downloadable apps may also include a map to show the exact location and movement of the danger.
Okay, what's the answer? What are they doing to ensure there is no false alarm? Huh? Hey, right? Alerts from each province are vetted through a central location nationally. Okay, very good. All right, let's go to news number 3.
News 3. Tar volcano erupts.
Questions 5 to 7 are based on the news report you have just heard.
What's the name of the volcano? What's the name of the volcano?
3. Tar volcano erupts.
Questions 5 to 7.
What's the name of the volcano? Tall, yes, tall volcano, right? Tall volcano, very good. Okay, let's listen to the tall volcano.
Are based on the news report you have just heard.
On Sunday, January 12, 2020, Taal volcano in the Philippines erupted, shooting debris up to 9 miles into the air. Taal volcano is one of the most active and explosive volcanoes in the world. It has erupted more than 30 times in the past and has killed thousands of people over the years. By Tuesday, the volcano was still erupting and over 50 earthquakes were felt in its vicinity on this day alone. According to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, this is a sign that magma is still rising. Manila International Airport was closed as there were schools and many offices in Manila, home to 12.9 million people. Lava continued to pour out of Taal volcano, and clouds of ash carried over many miles, covering houses, roadways, animals, and people. Volcanic ash is harmful for the respiratory system. People scrambled to purchase face masks to protect themselves from volcanic gas. People scrambled to purchase face masks to protect themselves from volcanic glass particles in the air. By Tuesday, over 18,000 people were being sheltered temporarily, having been evacuated from their homes. 8. News 3. Taal volcano.
Okay, question number 5. How many times has Taal volcano erupted in the past? B. Yes, correct. So Taal volcano has erupted more than over 30 times. Question number 6. What does it mean when an earthquake is felt in the area of volcanic eruption? What does it mean when earthquakes are felt in the area of a volcanic eruption? C. Yes, correct again. A sign that the magma is still rising. Okay, number 7. Which is not a reason why people purchase face masks. So now again, this is the question, right? They mentioned several reasons. Oh, you can buy a face mask because 1, 2, 3. Which one they did not mention? Okay, let's go over this one here, right? So let's see, go over this one. For example, you see, okay, let's
Erupts.
Questions 5 to 7 are based on the news report you have just heard.
On Sunday, January 12, 2020, Taal volcano in the Philippines erupted, shooting debris up to 9 miles into the air.
Okay, where is this volcano? Where in the earth is this volcano? Is this volcano in China? Is it Taal volcano in China? No. Where is it? Philippines. Yes, the volcano is Philippines. Okay. So how far away, how high the volcano shoots the debris? Right? How far away in the air? How high the volcano shoots the debris? Okay, let's listen, right? So this part is here.
Taal volcano in the Philippines erupted, shooting debris up to 9 miles into the air.
Okay, how high? 9 miles. Okay, do you know how big is 1 mile? No. So 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. How much is 1 mile? 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. You measure the streets, the roads in kilometers in China, right? For example, you measure the roads in China as in kilometers, right? So in China, you use kilometers, right? Kilometers, right? So for example, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, right? 1,000 meters. So what about a mile? How much is 1 mile? Anyone else? Is it more or less than 1 mile? I mean the kilometer. So 1 mile is more or less than 1 kilometer? Anyone else? No? It's a curiosity, right? So one mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Okay? That's
Taal volcano is one of the most active and explosive volcanoes in the world. It has erupted more than 30 has killed thousands of people over the years. By Tuesday, the volcano was still erupting and over 50 earthquakes were felt in its vicinity on this day alone. According to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, this is a sign that magma is still rising. Manila's Ninoy Aquino International Airport was closed as there were schools and many offices in Manila, home to 12.9 million people. Lava continued to pour out of Taal volcano, and clouds of ash carried over many miles, covering houses, roadways, animals, and people. Volcanic ash is harmful for the...
okay, for example, that's letter B. Clouds of ashes carry over a mile, covering houses and other people. So they mentioned this one, you know it's not B, right?
and people. Volcanic ash is harmful for the respiratory system.
Okay, that's letter D. Volcanic ash is harmful for the respiratory system. So you know it's not D.
People scrambled to purchase face masks to protect themselves from volcanic gas. People scrambled to purchase face masks to protect themselves from volcanic glass particles in the air.
Okay, that's letter C. They protect themselves from volcanic glass particles in the air. So they mentioned B, C, D. So it must be A. They did not mention A, right? So it's already the end of the clip. So tall volcano is one of the most active and explosive volcanoes in the world. So for example, is letter A true? For example, letter A, right? So the volcano, the tall volcano is one of the most active volcano, right? Most active and explosive volcano in the world. Is that true? Is that true or false? Anyone? So letter A, the tall volcano is one of the most active and explosive volcano in the world. Is that true or false? Huh? Yes? Yes, it is true, right? They told you, right? They told you here in the beginning, right? Volcano top is one of the most explosive, right here, something like
It has erupted more than 30 times in the past. A volcano is one of the most active and explosive volcanoes in the world.
So letter A, it is true, but it's not the reason people buy masks. So they're asking, which is not the reason that people buy masks. That's not the reason, even though it is true, right? So you might get, they mentioned that the volcano is explosive, it's dangerous, right? They mentioned here, right? But that's not the reason. They mention which is not the reason, what is not the reason why people buy masks. So even though A is true, it's not the reason. The reason are because of the ash makes harmful, right, to the respiratory system, right, things like that, the B, C, and E. Alright, so we finished section A, so let's go to section B now. Section B, okay.
Conversation 1. Climate change and natural disasters.
Questions 8 to 11 are based on the conversation you have just heard. It seems like there are more natural disasters occurring now than ever before.
I agree. I think it has a lot to do with climate change. Temperatures are rising because greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere.
I can see how that would cause more drought worldwide, but what about the increase in tropical storms we are reading about in the papers?
Well, when ocean water temperatures rise, tropical storms become more severe.
That makes sense. The warmer temperatures are also melting the ice caps and snow-packed areas on mountain ranges. This melting and runoff causes flooding and rising sea levels.
You're right. Did you also know that along with the melting permafrost, methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, is also being released into the air?
What a mess! We really need to do something now to protect our environment.
Absolutely. Everyone has to work together around the world to try to slow down climate change and the natural disasters it creates.
By very definition, natural disasters are natural, so we can't avoid them entirely. I agree that we can try to decrease their severity though.
And businesses too. They should be more mindful of the environment.
Yes, the first steps we need to take is to reduce emissions.
On top of all this, I think we can be better prepared for natural disasters so that they don't end up being so disastrous.
Do you mean by building stronger infrastructure?
Exactly. And we should have better early warning systems.
Technology is always advancing and it can help us in some ways.
Agreed. And sharing that technology with other countries is also important.
12.
Conversation 1. Climate change and natural disasters.
Alright, question number 8. Why are temperatures rising? So why are temperatures rising? Why the temperature is rising? Okay, I'm gonna do something here. You don't answer, okay? she's the answer to all the questions until now, okay? Okay, I'm going to say her, please be quiet. Okay? So now I give you guys a chance, right? So she's the only student who answered the class, right? So I asked her, no, don't be giving your opinion, okay? So now she's going to be quiet. Okay? So why the temperature are rising? I'm going to help you, okay? So here at the beginning, you're going to hear why the temperature is rising, okay?
Questions 8 to 11 are based on the conversation you have just heard. It seems like there are more natural disasters occurring now than ever before.
I agree. I think it has a lot to do with climate change. Temperatures are rising because greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere. Temperatures are rising because greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere.
Okay, that's the reason why the temperature is rising. Huh? Remember, she is not going to answer this one. Okay, why? Somebody else. Because letter A, B, C, or D? C, right? Because greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere. Okay, very good. So letter C. Okay, number 9. What happens when ocean water temperature rises? So what happens when the ocean water temperature rises? Huh? B. Tropical storms become more severe. That's the next one here, right here.
I can see how that would cause more drought worldwide, but what about the increase in tropical storms we are reading about in the papers?
Well, when ocean water temperatures rise, tropical storms become more severe.
Tropical storms become more severe. So letter B. Tropical storms become more severe. Okay, number 10. What is not, they love this kind of question, what is not a consequence of melting the ice caps and snow-packed areas? So what is not a consequence of the melting ice caps and the snow-packed areas? Anyone? So again, right, they give you several reasons, right? But there's one that is not a reason for this thing, right? So this melting, right? What is not a reason for, what's not a consequence? Not a reason. So what is not a consequence of the melting ice caps? Huh? A, good. More drought worldwide. So they gave you a reason as release methane, flooding, and rising sea levels, right? They say this right here.
That makes sense. The warmer temperature caps and snow-packed areas on mountain ranges. This melting and runoff causes flooding and rising sea levels.
You're right. Did you also know that along with the melting permafrost, methane?
So she said, right? Flooding, rising sea levels, and releasing methane. So she gave those three reasons, but she didn't say more droughts worldwide. So letter A is the answer. Okay, number 11. What was not mentioned as a way to prevent the severity of a natural disaster? So they're talking about ways to prevent, right? So which one is not a way to prevent? B, reading more newspaper. Yes. So let's see if they're talking about the other three.
A powerful greenhouse gas is also being released into the air.
What a mess! We really need to do something now to protect our environment from disastrous outcomes.
Absolutely. Everyone has to work together around the world to try to slow down climate change and the natural disasters it creates.
By very definition, natural disasters are natural, so we can't avoid them entirely. I agree that we can try to decrease their severity though.
And businesses too. They should be more mindful of the environment.
Okay, they agree. They have to decrease the severity, right? Now they're going to do a few things, right? So the question is, which one they did not mention? You said already, right? Letter B they did not mention. But let's see their mention the other ones.
Yes, the first steps we need to take is to reduce emissions.
On top of all this, I think we can be better prepared for natural disasters so that they don't end up being so disastrous.
Do you mean by building stronger infrastructure?
So they said emissions already, now adding infrastructure, letter D, right? And now we're going to see the last one.
Exactly. And we should have better early warning systems.
Technology.
Okay, better warning system, letter A. So they didn't say B, reading more newspaper. I think it's the time for the break, right? 9:15, is it then the break time? Do we hear the bell ringing here? No, right? Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes for a break, okay? 5 minutes. I put it here. You can go out for the restroom now if you want to. Okay, 5 minutes. Teacher, during the class, attendance just down. Okay, no miss. Okay, no problem. Who did deliver this again? 1809, who did deliver this? Somebody who did deliver this right now for me. Who delivered this? You, right? No? Who delivered this homework right now? Maybe she went away? Can you tell me who is this group? Who is this group here? group? Who is this group? Number 18, 09, 23, 24. Who is this? Okay, for example, you deliver the break time. I don't, maybe, I asked in the beginning of the class, right? So delivering the break time. So I need to deliver what I ask you in the beginning of the class, okay? So I make you not the full points. Do you understand? You should have delivered this in the beginning of the class when I was collecting other people, right? Okay? Oh, okay, I'll put a message, right, in the classroom, okay, about this, okay? I'm going to put a message here. So, class, default. Okay, the break is over, but we're going to do this. Okay, you put a message, I will explain it, okay? Alright. Alright, so let's go on and move to conversation number 2.
Conversation 2. Australian bushfire relief.
15 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Have you donated to the Australian bushfire relief yet, Adam?
Yes, I gave money already. Apparently no more clothes or food are needed, and money is more efficient to meet the needs of the people. It provides them with more flexibility.
I do know that they are open to people offering accommodations as well. The last I read, 1,400 homes have been destroyed.
And also, about 18 million acres have been destroyed. Have you also made a donation, Sarah?
Yes, I chose to donate to the state-funded Rural Fire Services.
That's a good idea. My neighbour donated to a koala hospital.
Millions of animals have lost their lives in the bushfires, and Australia is home to many plants and animals that exist nowhere else in the world.
I read that on Kangaroo Island, 38,000 acres have been destroyed already by fires.
That's like the Galapagos of Australia, and many endangered species living there.
I know, it's devastating. Is it true that the fires started by a lightning strike?
As far as I know, that is true. It's a natural disaster made worse by the dry conditions in the country.
Do you think the forests will be able to rebound from all this?
There is doubt. Australia has had many bushfires before, but nothing to this scale.
Hopefully, healthy species will bounce back and be able to repopulate and recover. I think it will depend on the current population and the condition of their habitat.
Even though lightning started the fires, I can't help but think humans are responsible for this disaster.
Well, you're right. We have made natural disasters worse with the rising temperatures from greenhouse gases. 60. Conversation 2.
Question number 12. How many acres of land did the man report have been destroyed in Australia? How many acres of land did the man report to have been destroyed in Australia?
Australian bushfire relief.
Questions 12 to 15 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Have you donated to the Australian bushfire relief yet, Adam?
Yes, I gave money already. Apparently no more clothes or food are needed, and money is more efficient to meet the needs of the people. It provides them with more flexibility.
I do know that they are open to people offering accommodations as well. The last I read, 1,400 homes have been destroyed.
And also, about 18 million acres have been destroyed.
Okay, how many acres of land have been destroyed? The man is reporting, right? How many acres of land? Huh?
18 million and also about 18 million acres have been destroyed. Have you also...
How many acres of land did the man report to have been destroyed in Australia? 18 million, right? Letter A, 18 million. Okay, so I have a question of my own here. So why... Okay, the question is why money is more efficient. The man said that he donates money because it's more efficient. Why is that more efficient? For example, the man said, well, I did not donate clothes, food, water. I donate money because it's more efficient. So why is it more efficient? This is not in the book, right? So why donating money is more efficient? Okay, do you want to hear this part again? Right here.
I gave money already. Apparently no more clothes or food are needed, and money is more efficient to meet the needs of the people. It provides them with more flexibility.
Okay, why money is... Huh? So this is not in the book, right? So why money is more efficient? Why? The man said right here why money is more efficient. Right here, right here.
People. It provides them with more flexibility. People. It provides them with more flexibility.
Because money provides more flexibility. No, that's not in the book. The money provides more flexibility, right? You can turn money into anything, right? If you want to buy clothes, you can use money. If you want to buy water, you can use money. If you want to buy food, you can use money, right? If you want to buy anything, you can use money, right? So that's why money is more efficient, right? All right. Okay, let's go over the next one. 13. How did the man's neighbor contribute to the Australian bush relief? How did the man's neighbor contribute to the Australian bush relief? So this is going to be around here.
Have been destroyed. Have you also made a donation, Sarah?
Yes, I chose to donate to the state-funded Rural Fire Services.
That's a good idea. My neighbour donated to a koala hospital.
Millions of ants.
That's a good idea. My neighbour donated to a koala hospital.
Okay, how did the man's neighbor contribute to the Australian bush relief? Huh? D, right? He donated to the koala hospital. Koala hospital, letter D. Okay, 14. What is special about Kangaroo Island? What is special about Kangaroo Island?
Millions of animals have lost their lives in the bushfires, and Australia is home to many plants and animals that exist nowhere else in the world.
I read that on Kangaroo Island, 38,000 acres have been destroyed already by fires.
That's like the Galapagos of Australia and many endangered species living there.
So what is special about this island? Kangaroo Island. Huh? D, right? Many endangered species live there. She just said right here, right?
Many endangered species living there.
That's why it's special. That's what's special about this island. Many endangered species. Alright. Number 15. How did the bushfire in Australia start? So how did the fire start? Huh?
I know, it's devastating. Is it true that the fires started by a lightning strike?
As far as I know, that is true.
Oh, is it true that the lightning starts? Yes, as far as I know, yes, it is true, right? So how did it start? By lightning, right? Letter B, right? Strike of lightning. Do you know what lightning is? Do you know what lightning is? So here's yes, there's a cloud here, right? It's raining, right? So now it's lightning, right? So that's a lightning. Right? Right? And then the fire starts, right? Light is an electrical, right? An electrical discharge from the clouds to the earth, right? And then they start lightning. Alright, so we finished section B, right? Now let's go to section C, the last one.
Passage 1. Mass shooting disasters.
Questions 16 to 18 are based on the passage you have just heard.
In a country like the United States, where almost anyone has the right to possess a firearm, there is much debate about the benefits and drawbacks of such a right. On the one hand, civilians feel that having the right to bear arms and their loved ones. Currently in the US, there are even many supporters of the idea of teachers being trained on and armed with guns. The other side of the argument would contest that if gun laws were more prohibited, there would be less gun-related tragedies and disasters. According to the non-profit group Gun Violence Archive, who track mass shootings in the US, there were 470 mass shootings in the country in 2019 alone. There were over 15,000 gun-related deaths in 2019 and over 29,000 gun-related injuries. These totals are the highest on record in the US to date. With this in mind, many people argue that we must hold politicians accountable for the lax gun laws in the United States. They call out government agencies who partner with profiteers to enable preventative disasters. If it were harder to obtain weapons and there were more proper supports in place for mental health, arguably many deaths could be prevented. Often, though, it is the shooter who is blamed, without regard for the conditions that allowed hatred to flourish and the weapon to be wielded. Beyond tight gun controls and the rising age limits, supporters of stricter gun regulations suggest putting tighter controls on the video games younger audiences attend to. Many psychologists would agree, arguing that the lack of regard to killing and the realness of these games desensitizes young people to the real thing. What no one can deny is that there is a real problem, and we must collectively work on viable solutions to prevent these gun-related disasters from occurring in the future. 19. Passage 1.
Okay, question 16. Why do civilians feel they have a right to possess firearms in the United States? Why do civilians feel they have a right to possess firearms in the United States? Huh? B, correct, allows them to protect themselves and their loved ones. Okay, so number 17. How many mass shootings were there in the United States in 2019? How many mass shootings were there in the U.S. in the 2019? Huh? A, 417, right? 417. It's a high number, yes. Okay, 18. What was not a solution even to help prevent gun-related death? So what was not a solution? See, really? If I have a gun, I arm teachers with guns, right? Yes, that's the correct answer, right? So the armed teachers with guns. They didn't say this one, right? That's not a solution. All right. So let me tell you something, okay? United States, people, they can have guns, right? In China, people cannot have guns, right? You're not allowed to have guns here, right? Right? Yeah. So, for example, there's a debate, which one's better, right? So my country is in the middle. My country, for example, a few years ago, we had a president, and he said, no guns. They just started confiscating guns, right? And then what happened? So a lot of the people, right, bad people, they still have guns. And they go in the farms, and they kill people and steal their stuff. And then we elect a new president. The new president said, no, you can have guns. So the criminality in the rural areas dropped because the people know if I go there, they have guns. They're going to kill me. So the criminality dropped. So my country is in the middle, right? So when we have guns, good people have guns, the criminality drops. So we have seen this in many countries. I don't know which one is better, but I feel like if a thief is going to break in my home, I can kill the thief, right? So people will be, I don't know, right? Should I go and steal somebody's home? Maybe not, because they have guns, right? So there's a big debate, political debate around this issue, right? So I just wanted to share with you this story, right? So the United States is different than China. My country is in the middle, right? So we have this experience in my country. All right. Now let's go to the passage number 2.
Passage 2. Information technology and disaster relief.
Questions 19 to 21 are based on the passage you have just heard.
In today's society, we depend on technology to keep us informed about many things, from the latest gossip to important breaking news. We use our cell phones to record events that are happening all around us in real time, and it can be instantly posted for the general public to view through social media. Technology can also be very useful to us in times of crisis. The government and law enforcement can push alerts to the public through our phones. We might be alerted about a missing person, a major traffic accident, or about an impending severe weather warning. There are now disaster-specific websites that have been created to help people prepare for a disaster and to try to prevent disasters from occurring. After a disaster has occurred, however, there are also websites which can act to help reconnect families separated by international crises. For example, the Red Cross, the world's largest humanitarian network, works with people to search and locate family members and loved ones. Technology has allowed agencies to set up emergency hotlines for people to call in and obtain more information about a disastrous situation. We are more connected than ever to our loved ones, no matter where they are in the world. Cell phones have applications which allow for video chatting, so we can connect with loved ones in real time. The option to connect wirelessly has allowed for more of these opportunities to connect with people in a variety of places and situations. Calling 911 from an emergency medical situation, in a hospital situation, or a serious school lockdown is much easier with the personal cell phone at everyone's disposal. Satellite phones have also made it easier to get help in more remote situations. Technology has made it easier to stay safe, connected, and informed about disaster prevention and in a crisis situation. 22. Passage 2.
Okay, question 19. What is one way that law enforcement uses technology to help in a crisis? What is one way that law enforcement uses technology to help in a crisis? Huh? A, that's good, yes. So they can alert the public about a missing person. Yes, letter A is the answer. Right answer. Okay, number 20. What is one way the Red Cross helps in a disaster relief? So what is one way the Red Cross helps in a disaster relief? D, yes. They work with people to search and locate family members and loved ones. Okay, number 21. How has technology made it easier to get help in a remote location? B, we have the use of satellite phones. Yes. Okay, letter B. Okay, let's do the last one. Passage number 3.
Passage 3. Disaster films.
Questions 22 to 25 are based on the passage you have just heard.
With so many real-life disasters occurring worldwide, why would anyone want to go see a disaster film? Surprisingly, apocalyptic films are very popular, including zombie and alien movies and, the more realistic, terrorist. Many theories as to why people pay money to see these types of films. One reason is that people want to think that the worst can happen and that somehow they will survive. They want to see someone save the day. Hollywood exploits our fears and anxieties by playing out political and economic disasters, as well as preying on our fears related to overpopulation and lawlessness. Another theory is that directors want their films to be understandable in any language, and these Armageddon-type films are extremely visual in nature. They get to use all the toys and technology available now in the special effects world. Computer-generated effects make films more exciting and open them up to a wider range of audience. The genre is often criticized, however, for being unoriginal in that it is just about special effects and blowing things up, with very little variance in scripting. Other critics claim that disaster movies are fear-mongering and deepen our mistrust in others and our post-9/11 fears. Perhaps Perhaps, instead, we can hope that these films will act as a warning of what could be and prevent us from engaging in senseless violence and war in the future.
Okay, number 22. According to the article, why might someone go to see a disaster film? See, people want to think that the worst can happen and they can still survive. Do you guys like this kind of film? Anyone here? Do you guys like it to watch this film? No? I have watched one Chinese movie where they saved the earth, right? It was fun, right? So yes, so those films, a lot of people like those kind of films, and it's fun to watch it. They put a lot of special effects. Okay, number 23. Why might directors like creating disaster films? Why directors like to create disaster films? D, they want their films to be understandable in any language, right? So if people see things blowing up, there's not much of a talk, right? See things blowing up, it's a visual thing, right? So people understand it without understanding the words. Okay, number 24. What can we hope that disaster films accomplish? What can we hope that disaster films accomplish? A, they will prevent us from engaging in senseless violence and war. Hopefully we just leave the violence in the movies, right? Not in the real life. Okay, last question of the day. So what was not mentioned as one of the fears Hollywood exploits in the disaster films? What was not mentioned as one of the fears Hollywood exploits in disaster films? A, fear of dying. So they said fear of overpopulation and lawlessness. They said economic fears and they said political fears. But they didn't say fear of dying. Okay, we finished part 5. So let's see. We still have 20 minutes, right? Okay. So now I'm going to try to do my story. Okay, so let's see this story. So today is a story. So story 9. Story 9. Story 9, wanted to know how things done. Okay, story 9. Okay, I'll play it real quick, okay? I'll play it quick, pay attention to this story, right? It's a nice story. So it's a story about wanting to know how this thing is going, okay? Okay, let's listen to this story.
Two mayors made a bet on the outcome of the Vegetable Bowl, the annual football game between their high school teams. If Arvada's team lost, the mayor of Arvada would send the mayor of Boulder 10 pounds of sliced potatoes ready for frying. If Boulder's team lost, the mayor would send 10 pounds of sliced tomatoes ready for sandwiches or salads. Unfortunately, before the game started, the mayor of Boulder overheard the Arvada mayor tell someone, "They grow the worst tomatoes. If they lose and send us their tomatoes, I'm going to give them all to my pig." The mayor of Boulder was upset to hear this because he thought Boulder's tomatoes were the best in the state, so he gave the matter some thought. The following week, the big game was played. Boulder lost its star quarterback in the first half when he tripped over a cheerleader and sprained his big toe. The quarterback glumly watched the rest of the game from the bench. His team ended up losing 38-12. The two mayors shook hands after the game, and the Arvada mayor said, "I'm really looking forward to those tomatoes." As the Boulder team left the stadium, some unhappy fans threw ripe tomatoes at them. A week later, the mayor of Arvada received a package of beautifully sliced tomatoes. He took them straight to his pig, which gobbled them right up. That night, the mayor of Boulder asked his wife if Arvada's mayor had called. "No," she said. "Why?" "Because I mixed a pint of hot sauce into the tomatoes and I wanted to know how his pig's doing."
Okay. Can anyone tell me if you understand anything in the story? Can you tell me if you understand anything? Is this story about what? Anyone? I know you'll be participating a lot in this class, but can anyone tell me what is this story about? Oh, we do have a lot in this story. Do we have a can you tell me anything about this story? Anyone? Can you guys tell me anything about this story? Anything? Is there a tomato in the story? Is there a tomato in the story? Is there a tomato in the story? Yes or no? Yes, right? I've heard the tomato many times. So, okay, what else is in this story? Can you guys tell me anything? Can you guys tell me anything? Okay, I'm going to play again and let you read, okay? Please stop watching movies, okay? Pay attention, right? Just more 10 minutes of class, right? So, okay, I'm going to let you listen again and also read at the same time.
Two mayors made a bet on the outcome of the Vegetable Bowl, the annual football game between their high school teams. If Arvada's team lost, the mayor of Arvada would send the mayor of Boulder 10 pounds of sliced potatoes ready for frying. If Boulder's team lost, the mayor would send 10 pounds of sliced tomatoes ready for sandwiches or salads. Unfortunately, before the game started, the mayor of Boulder overheard the Arvada mayor tell someone, "They grow the worst tomatoes. If they lose and send us their tomatoes, I'm going to give them all to my pig." The mayor of Boulder was upset to hear this because he thought Boulder's tomatoes were the best in the state, so he gave the matter some thought. The following week, the big game was played. Our quarterback in the first half when he tripped over a cheerleader and sprained his big toe. The quarterback glumly watched the rest of the game from the bench. His team ended up losing 38-12. The two mayors shook hands after the game, and the Arvada mayor said, "I'm really looking forward to those tomatoes." As the Boulder team left the stadium, some unhappy fans threw ripe tomatoes at them. A week later, the mayor of Arvada received a package of beautifully sliced tomatoes. He took them straight to his pig, which gobbled them right up. That night, the mayor of Boulder asked his wife if Arvada's mayor had called. "No," she said. "Why?" "Because I mixed a pint of hot sauce into the tomatoes and I wanted to know how his pig's doing."
Okay. So,
Goats are being hired to do the work of men in a neighborhood just...
Okay. Now, can you tell me anything anything about this story? Now you listen for the second time while you're reading, right? Can you tell me anything about this story? Anyone? Huh? Can you tell me anything? Anyone? This is an open question, right? You can tell me anything. Huh? Sorry? Talk about message. Oh, yes, they left a message for the other mayor, right? Did the other mayor call back? Yes, maybe they said message, right? Alright. Okay, is there anything else that you can tell me about this story? What is this story about? It's about what? Huh? It's about a game, right? It's about a game. Two teams are competing, right? If I win, I'm going to send potatoes. If you win, you send me tomatoes, right? Right? What am I going to say? The football game and then the bats is potatoes and tomatoes. Yes, that's the very good summary, right? So that's a summary of the story. It's a story about game. And the two teams, they back one team back tomato, the other team back potato, right? Alright, so okay, let's go over a few questions, right? Just to see how much you understand. I want to skip the vocabulary, so let's go over the questionnaire, okay? So questionnaire number 1. Alright, so what was the vegetable bowl? So this story talks about a vegetable bowl. What is that? Can you tell me? Right? A, B, C, or D? Huh? A, B, C, or D? For example, if you don't know how to read English, you can take a picture. Take a picture of the screen and then you can translate to Chinese, right? You guys can do that. Huh? A. So they said A. Do you guys agree? A. So yes, it was a football game played between two high school teams every year. So that's the competition, right? Okay, number 2. How did the mayor of Boulder respond to the Arvada's mayor's remark? So how did the one mayor respond to the other one? A, B, C, or D? If you don't know, you can take a picture. Take a picture, translate to Chinese, and then you can tell me. So which one? A, B, C, or D? Huh? Which one do you think? Which one do you think? Any thoughts? Here, which one do you think? A, B, C, or D? A. Okay, let's see, yes. Now I lost the center, maybe not A, right? Think about it, right? We thought about it. And then, okay, we did not go to whatever, so we thought about it. Okay, number 3. Why did Boulder lose the game? What happened when Boulder lose the game? Why did Boulder lose the game? Huh? Yes, because the star player hurt his foot, and could not continue to play. Do you remember how did he hurt? He tripped on the cheerleader, right? Okay, question number 4. Why did the mayor of Boulder send tomatoes to the mayor of Arvada? Why? Why did the mayor of Boulder send tomatoes to the mayor of Arvada? A, B, C, or D? I heard the letter D. Yes, I think so, right? So he took a revenge, right? Okay. He was actually taking revenge on the natives of Arvada. So why is that revenge? Because he put something in the tomato, right? He put something in the tomatoes, right? Remember to make the tomatoes spicy, right? All right. Now last question. So which of the following is not true according to the passage? Which one is not true? For example, you know this one is true, right? Boulder lost partially due to losing its power. Yes, we saw this in the previous question, right? So they were losing because the quarterback hurt his feet. So this one is true, right? So which one is not true? It's going to be A, B, or C? Huh? B, right? So let's see. Actually, B is true, right? Arvada's there said some bad words. Arvada lost his star quarterback in the first half. Okay, maybe this one is not true, maybe in the second half, right? Alright. I don't remember very well. Alright, so this is questionnaire number 1. Okay, let's try questionnaire number 2. Okay, I'll put one question there already. Who made a bet? The two neighbors made a bet. Okay, question number 2. How often does the vegetable bowl occur? How often? Anyone remember? In this story, how often they occur? They occur every week. Every week. Every month. How often? Every year? Huh? Every decade? Every century? So every year, right? It's every year, right? So they occur annually, right? Every year, annually. Okay. Number 3. What were the prizes for the bet? The prizes for the bet are potatoes and tomatoes. Yes. Potatoes and tomatoes. Potatoes and tomatoes were the prizes. How many pounds of sliced potatoes were there? How many pounds of sliced potatoes were there? Do you remember? I don't remember. I don't remember this one. Anyone here remember it? Huh? So 3, there were 10 pounds. 10 pounds. Okay, number 5. What can you do with sliced potatoes? What can you do with sliced potatoes? Huh? What can you do with sliced potatoes? You can fry them, right? Fry. What else? You can fry them. Yes, you can fry them. So what did the Boulder mayor think? Anyone? I'm running because the guy is going to finish this class, right? So what the Boulder think? Because Boulder's tomatoes were the best in the state. He was saying, oh, my tomatoes are the best in this state. This is what he was saying. Okay, number 7. When did the Boulder teams lose its quarterback? Remember when they lose the quarterback? The first quarter, the second quarter, when, huh? Okay, let's see. They lost him in the first half. Okay, first half. Okay, number 8. Which team won the game? Arvada or Boulder? Which team won the game? father team won the game. Okay, question number 9. What did some fans do? Some fans? Huh? Some fans. What did some fans do? They're throwing? They're throwing tomatoes, right? So, they threw tomatoes at the Bulgars team. They threw tomatoes, right? Okay, the last question. What did your father mayor receive? Right, he received a packet of lunch tomatoes. Alright, so see you next class, right? Alright, okay, see you next class. Thank you for participating with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Take that away, okay? All right. Bye-bye. Bye.
$74.07.
What is this? Letter? Huh? B, right? Lightning. Lightning, right? So lightning strike and then they start the fire. Letter B, lightning. So the strike of a lightning. Alright, so we finished section B. Now let's go to section C, right? The last section. So passage 1.
Passage 1.
So I will try to go a little bit faster, right? Because I'm stopping all the time, pointing where's the answer, right? Let's try to go a little bit faster, right? So let's hear this one and try to answer the question. But please, you guys can stop the cell phone and tablet. Can you pay attention here? Is that okay? Am I asking too much? Am I asking too much? Because I see a lot of students are just looking at cell phones. Can I ask you guys to turn it off? Can I ask you guys to turn it off? For the rest of the class. Can I ask you to turn it off? Can I ask you to turn it off? So turn it off, please. Turn it off. Turn it off. Is there phone into the rest of the class, okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? No using of the cell phone anymore until the rest of the class, okay? I promise the class will go fast. Okay, no more cell phones used, okay? Put this off to the side, put it here, this side, and not use this anymore, okay? Okay. Leave it there until the end of the class. Alright? Okay, now pay attention to this. So are you going to use it? Are you going to use it? Are you going to keep using it? Yeah, don't leave it there. Leave it there. Because you're using it.
I know you did.
I don't know, because when I turn here, it's always on. I feel like you're using it. Okay. I have a way to. I will look at this later in my home, okay? If you use it, I will see later, okay? So if you use it, I will see later, and then I will take some points out of you, okay? All right. Don't use it because it's recorded. Okay. All right. So let's pay attention. So we're more 20 minutes of class. Let's participate in class. Oh, let's listen, teacher. That's my opinion. If you're wrong, no problem. Today is not a final exam. You can give me your opinion. Oh, okay, no problem. Today is not a final exam. All right. So let's pay attention. Okay. So this is section C, story number 1. Passage number 1. All right.
Passage 1. Mass shooting disasters.
Questions 16 to 18 are based on the passage you have just heard.
In a country like the United States, where almost anyone has the right to possess a firearm, there is much debate about the benefits and drawbacks of such a right. On the one hand, civilians feel that having the right to bear arms allows them to protect themselves and their loved ones.
Okay, that's the answer for the first one. Why do civilians feel they have the right to possess firearms in the United States? So why do civilians feel they have the right to possess arms in the United States? Why? That's the answer right here.
Possess a firearm. There is much debate about the benefits and drawbacks of such a right. On the one hand, civilians feel that having the right to bear arms allows them to protect themselves and their loved ones.
Okay, why? Look at the answers. A, B, C, or D. Why do civilians feel they have the right to possess firearms? Look at the answers. A, B, C, or D? Huh? It's not A. Okay, try again. B, C, or D? Okay, let me ask you. Did any one of you ever needed a recommendation letter? Do you know what a recommendation letter is? Anyone? Do you know what a recommendation letter is? Anyone? Do you guys know what a recommendation letter is? If you ever needed one? Huh? So you can please open the link. Open the link and send it in class, please. Please open the link. Can you guys open the link? I sent the link, right? I sent E4, the link. Class group, E4. Oh, this is a E6. Oh. Did I send you the wrong class, right? Oh, yeah, this is the E6, sorry. Okay, this is it. I'm going to send it to the E6. Okay, I sent you the right class. Okay. So can you open the link? Can you guys open the link in the E6? I mean, the link in the class group? Can you guys open the link in the class group? First step, there's a picture, right? A picture. So, who was the student who asked me to write a recommendation letter? So I have written a few recommendation letters for the student, right? So usually when the student asks the teacher, can you write a recommendation letter? I need to remember who you are. How can I recommend you if I don't know who you are, right? Right? Okay, I wrote this article here. It's very useful, right? Recommendation letter. Why showing up with the speaking up letters? So you need a recommendation letter. Maybe you're applying for a scholarship or a famous internship or even a grad school. That's great, but that's great. But wait, what if your teacher doesn't remember who you are? So yeah, that's a real problem. Because if I don't remember who the student is, I cannot write a recommendation letter. Right? Okay, you see, when students ask for a recommendation letter, we teachers go on a little mental journey and we ask ourselves, who is this person? Where are they in my class? Right? So did they ever say anything during the semester besides good morning, teacher, and can we finish early today? So if the answer is no, or even worse, I have no clue who the student is, then I guess what? That letter might never get written. Or it gets written like this. This student took my class. That's all I remember. Best luck. So why does it matter, right? So here's the deal. Writing a recommendation letter is like vouching for someone's future. It's putting your name and reputation on the line. If we say you are a superstar and you are turned out to be a shooting star, fast and gone, it reflects badly on us. So I will not say, this is a good student, if I don't know if she's a good student, because this will reflect bad on me. She's a good student, then she goes there and not good, right? So it reflects bad on us too. That's why most responsible teachers won't write a glowing letter for students who they didn't make any effort in class. So now this is a good point here. Besides all these students here, I guys are not paying attention. She is the only one that can write a recommendation letter. She's always answering, participating in my class. Do you see my point? You guys pay attention to what I'm saying here? She's the only one that can write a recommendation letter. She's the always only one participating in my class. She doesn't have to be right all the time. For example, she gets some wrong answers many times, but she's the one participating. Right? She's the one that you remember. Right? Maybe we're from our recommendation letter. Okay, who you are. And yes, I remember. You are the one always participating in my class. So let's finish the article here, right? Let's finish. So what teachers remember? We remember the student who asks questions, even if they're not perfect. Show up on time and regularly. Join discussions, even when they're shy. Volunteer for presentations and help others. Join campus events or clubs, like English Corner. Smile and say hello, even just make us laugh. Trust me, we don't buy it. We want to help. We want you to succeed. But we can't write about your brilliance if we never saw you in action. So she's the only one I saw participate in my class. Do you understand why I cannot write a recommendation letter for all of you? Because they're always quiet, not participating in my class. Okay, finish. Let me tell you a story. The girl who was my student. So I always go to English Corner. If you're right there to English Corner, maybe you're going to saw me there, right? Because I'm always there, right? So there was one student that I met in the English Corner, and she was not my regular student like you guys, right? She was a student from the university, but not my student. You're my student, and she was not my student. So today I wrote a recommendation letter for our truly amazing student, but here's the thing. She was never in any of my classes. So why did I write students go to the English corner, they say, down, 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 right? I'm here, and they go home, right? So they don't stay in the English corner. So, and she stays in the English corner, right? So watch the students that show up, write their names and things, and vanish faster than they can say vocabulary. She actually stays, spoke, laughed, and practiced her English every time. I could see her passion and progress. She left positive impressions without even being in my classroom. She was in this picture below. I put a picture here, right? So she was one of those students here. She goes there, she participates. I can see how she does have great English because I saw her speaking. I saw her participating. Right? So I wrote a recommendation letter based on what I saw. I met this student many times in English corner. She has good English. I talked to her many times, so I could vouch for her because I knew her. So she's the only one I know here because she's the only one participating. I'm just telling you this because you're missing out. One day you might need a recommendation letter. And if you ask me, oh, I don't remember you never open up your mouth in my class. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Okay, so that's my incentive, right? That's my reason for you guys to try to participate more. Is that okay? Okay, I have to go in at the end of the article here. So a good Q&A is that you can stand out in a good way, right? So be visible, attend the library, papers, and class corner, right? On the person. Be vocal, right? Participate in the experience. You have to be real. So that's all the teachers asking you to remember. Alright. So it's about to finish the class. 1:35 minutes, you can go, right? Okay, the class is finished. 1:28 until 35. Thank you for being with me. Yes, I do, because you're always participating So see, I remember most of the time I remember. They still sometimes I don't know who they are, but I know it because they're always participating in my classes. So that's you, right? Okay, so see, I remember it, I know they all. But most of the time I don't know all the students. I have too many students. And they are never open their mouth. They always quiet. I don't see their participation. Yes, we have a main check. I hope you still remain friends after we finish the semester. So I always do. You saw me in the canteen? Did you ever saw me in the canteen? You never saw me in the canteen? Because I always have dinner in the canteen.
Oh, I know.
And
I spoke
Hello. Are you the teacher here?
Yeah,
Okay.
last time I met with you.
Huh?
You still remember?
Yeah, remember. Yeah, we talked. I talked to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With network magnets.
Yes. For example, these are this is a lot of students they memorize words like this, right?
Ah,
So they go on and then repeat, read it out loud, meaning and this is boring.
yeah, right. I told them to read the passage,
Yes.
read the articles passage. In that way, they can know how to use the words.
For example, why are you going away? Why are you going? Hello? Okay, okay. So I don't like to eat alone. I don't know why she went away. Why? Do you know why she went away?
I don't know.
Me too. I don't know. I always try to make friends. I make friends.
那我们马上要走了。
Yeah, I love to make friends.
I will go to work now.
Are you gonna work? Okay, but while you eating together, make friends. Okay. So sometimes the students they don't speak English well. They feel embarrassed. They went away. Maybe she doesn't speak English. Right?
Just speak later.
Yes, no problem, no problem. I don't bite. Okay. All right. So. Oh, there it goes. She's my student. She might be, I don't know, come here later. She said hi.
Here where I'm from.
I'm from Bashi.
Bashir.
Bashi. And you are from? Where are you from? Hunan? Here? This province? No?
南阳，河南南阳，
Henan.
南阳，
How far away?
河南南阳。200
200 kilometers.
yes.
Do you go there by high-speed train? How do you go there? By high-speed train? Train? How do you go home? How?
火车要多长时间？5.
5 hours?
Yes.
Did you finish eating? Did you eat already? Oh. So why are you guys eating now? For example,
Hungry.
it's not lunchtime, it's not dinner time. It's in the middle.
Hungry.
Did you have lunch today? No lunch today? No lunch today.
Yes.
Yes? Oh, are you still hungry? I had no lunch today. No lunch. This is my first time eating. That's why I'm eating this time, because I didn't eat lunch today. You have to go? Okay, no problem. Bye-bye. See ya. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, bye-bye.
拜拜。Huh?
Drink water, eat water.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink water when I get home. Bye bye.
有优惠，扣一下付款。有优惠，扣一下付款。
谢谢。
收款成功2元。
是我是出来样的，我看相同的我就
speak Chinese? What did you say?
Can I take a photo with you?
Yes.
OK。来这里吧。
You want me to go there?
啊
You want me to take for here?
Yes.
Together with the roses? Who's gonna take a picture? Here? She?
Yes.
Okay.
你帮我
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
OK, very good.
Do you have my WeChat?
No, no, no.
Because I want you to send me the picture. Yeah, you can send me the picture.
I.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. 你在抖音里面看过
Okay. Yeah.
OK OK。
Did you get it? Did you get it? Yes? Did you get it? Oh, okay.
拍一下。你笑了，老师听不懂中文吗？我发给你吗
Now you can send me.
Okay, okay.
You can send me the picture.
OK, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for taking the picture together.
OK。
Okay.
Goodbye.
see you. Goodbye.